live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, getting ready to go racing here in Kenly, North Carolina at the Southern National Raceway Park. Excuse me, for the I-85 Asphalt Series late model stock division. Race number 5 of 10. We've officially reached the halfway point of the season live here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, you're getting ready to watch some of the most badass trackside racing live here tonight in the great state of North Carolina. We're set for 2 heat races and a 150 lap feature here tonight underneath the lights. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get you down on the main broadcast cam. Welcome in live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel to the I-85 Asphalt Series late model stock division. Race number 5 for the Dash for Cash. These guys are, rounding up the season here about halfway through before the pay window opens up, and we'll get all the guys rounded up here. The point standings are turning out very, very well. We do not have those for you. We'll make sure we get those up into you here as quick as possible. On the pole here tonight, driving the number 72 late model from South Boston, Virginia, it's going to be Ace Throckmorton. And we're still waiting for a couple more guys here to load into tonight's field, and we will have the heat races for you here in just a moment. That'll give us perfect time to bring up tonight's qualifying results, where Ace Throckmorton set on the pole. We'll go to the top of the board here in his Triple S Throckmorton Racing number 72 late model. The top 5 drivers will advance automatically to the main event here, the 150 lapper scheduled tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Everybody else, which is Zach Evans and Chase Johnson, on down, we'll head on out to tonight's heat races. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are loving what you're watching, or maybe you're watching the replay on the YouTube channel, make sure you go to our channel, press that like button, press that subscribe button. Plenty of races on over there from the past. Ladies and gentlemen, still waiting on a couple more drivers, to grid in here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the LCQ heat races. Ladies and gentlemen, as we... There we go, folks. We're just waiting on it to change over. We'll have 15 laps here tonight at the Southern National Raceway to round out the heat races. 150 lapper main event here tonight, 230 to 40 laps. In Sunoco Racing Fuel will ensure that each and every single one of these drivers will have enough fuel to get to tonight's end of tonight's race, I shall say. Ladies and gentlemen, I say we get you down here to the starting grid so you can see the drivers getting ready to shake out heat race number 1 here tonight out of the scheduled 2 event. Ladies and gentlemen, on the pole, driving the number 6 late model, that's gonna be Zach Evans. Zach Evans will share the front row with the ACR Racing late model number 01, Jersey Mikes of Grayson Underwood. The 3rd place position will go to the number 40, Pacematic late model of Michael Johnson. That'll leave us back here with the green car, on the outside, the number 24, blue late model here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel from Greenville, South Carolina, of James Fountain. On the inside of him will be that number 40 Pacematic late model of Michael Johnson. On the outside of him will be the number 27 late model from Landrum, South Carolina, the Nurse Aviator of Adam Peeler. Behind him is the number 99 late model from New Bern, Dakota Pignataro. Behind Dakota Pignataro on the inside lined up will be the number 10 late model from Asheville, North Carolina, of Ty McIntyre. Driving the number 61 late model winner this year in season 4 from Mountain Area, North Carolina, Patrick McPeak. And driving the number 18 U.S. Air Force late model, it's going to be Nate Hall. And rounding out that number 31 late model from Spartanburg, South Carolina, that's Grimmy Brandon Maccabee. Behind him will be the 00 late model from Middletown, New Jersey, of Mike Doyle. Ladies and gentlemen, these guys are set and ready to go racing for 15 laps here tonight inside of the LCQ heat races, where everybody will advance. The top 3 drivers will score points here tonight. So the pace car should hang that left down on the pit lane. We should get the green flag this time around. 11 cars round out heat race number 1. We'll take one more lap here at the Southern National Raceway. That'll give us the opportunity to bring up tonight's track facts getting ready to go on for a 150 lap feature here tonight, but this will be the LCQ heat races. These guys will have plenty of Sunoco racing fuel to get around the Southern National Raceway. The banking, 7 degrees on the straightaways with 17 degrees in the banking, getting ready to tack on this 4/10 of a mile racetrack. Pace car is going to hang the left down on the pit lane this time around. It'll be in the hands of the number 6 of Zach Evans. Green flag in the air here at Southern National. You have yourself a virtual race. Battling off of turn 2 and down into turn 3 and 4. Zach Evans is the race leader. It looks like he may side by side. Give it to Zach Evans. And the number 6, he'll lead lap number 1 here tonight in LCQ heat race number 1. We're on our way here at the Southern National Raceway for race number 2 of the back-to-back races with inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series division. What a beautiful camera angle right there coming out of turn 3 and 4, coming across the line. 13 laps remain here in the heat race. Ty McIntosh will exchange a little bit of paint there with the number 24 of James Bowen. Here comes Patty McPeak. And the number 61, Zach Evans has the race lead off 4. Ty McIntosh rolls turn 1 and 2 pretty well there. Patrick McPeak looks to plug the hole on the bottom side. Nowhere to go. James Bowen rolling middle side here. That number 24, Golf in blue, and orange late model. But it's Grayson Underwood battling forward for the 3rd place position on the right rear quarter panel. Oh, Michael Johnson. McIntosh will plug another hole underneath the ACR Racing late model. Clear himself down the back straightaway. But it's not going to be enough around the number 24 of James Bowen quite yet. Here comes the number 99 of Dakota Pignataro. He'll battle door to door here. This battle will not get shaken up here between James Bowen and Ty McIntosh, and down Patty McPeak and Fountain will battle door to door. Peeler, Brandon McAbee, Nate Hall, and Mike Doyle is how they run out here. Doyle waiting big time off the base, heading out heat race number 1 here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, 9 laps to go in the heat race. Dakota Pignataro will try to work the inside quarter panel of James's Fountain's number 24 late model. Heading down into turn 3 and 4. Laps are going to pick off very, very, very quickly here tonight, folks. And what these guys do not need to have here tonight is stack-ups. They do not want. They need to take this opportunity in tonight's heat race to kind of fill out the braking points inside of the field. If you have a chance to turn extra laps here over the guys that maybe advanced automatically to the qualifying to the automatic feature out of the qualifying session, you may want to take these extra laps to your advantage here, try to fill out tonight's track, even though we will take the green flag underneath the sun. We'll take the green flag underneath the sun. 5 laps to go this next time around for the 150 lap feature here tonight, but it will end underneath the moonlight. The lights will come on fully illuminated here inside of Kinley, North Carolina, Southern National Raceway Park. Make sure you go check out Chuck Finkel's at the State Farm. He's sponsoring the flag stand here tonight. 5 laps to go, and it's the number 6 Me-Fine Modified of Zach Evans, the race leader from Princeton, North Carolina, the hometown hero, looking to make a heat race win for himself, snack 3 extra bonus points. If he can hold on to it right now, he's pulling away from the number 40 of Michael Johnson, who's trying everything he knows inside of this number 40 Pace-O-Matic late model to get to the back bumper of Zach Evans. Can we see a little bit of contact maybe from the number 40? Not seeing much of him putting the bumper to somebody, being an aggressive driver, but Michael Johnson looking for some extra bonus points here in the Dash for Cash race number 5 on its way here tonight in heat race number 1. Zach Evans will come across the line. He'll lead another lap here tonight. Every lap up to this point has been led by the Princeton, North Carolina driver of Zach Evans. 13 of them bad boys getting ready to complete lap number 14 here tonight on the Video Scoot Racing channel. It's the 6 of Zach Evans, Michael Johnson, Grayson Underwood, Ty McIntosh, and Patrick McPeak, the top 5 drivers, as they head across the line to see the white flag presented by AFLglobal.com. Down into turn 3 and 4. It's the Me-Fine Modified of Zach Evans winning the heat race here tonight. Evans will go first to Johnson and Underwood. That'll be the point-paying driver, and Underwood hard on the outside, safe for barrier at the checkered flag. But it's the Princeton, North Carolina driver leading all the laps here tonight inside of the heat race. He'll snag 3 extra bonus points and win the heat race in front of the hometown crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, that will snap a 4-race heat race win streak for the number 24 of James Fountain. He'll have to work his way back up here and get that late model up and moving before we get out to the grid here tonight for the main event. We got one more heat race underneath our belt. This will be the 11 drivers. Inside of it, Chase Johnson, Corey Tetzner, Aaron Evans, Alan Hammerbeck, Phil Bogdan. The top 5 drivers. Let's get you down on the racetrack, get you up close and personal with your favorite late model. On the pole of the heat race here tonight in heat race number 2 from Greer, South Carolina is the 3-time champion Showtime Chase Johnson. On the outside of him will be his teammate for Chase Johnson racing the HendrickCars.com number 88. Gray and orange late model from Greer in South Carolina, Corey Riptide Tetzner. On the inside of him, the third place position, driving the number 48 Lowe's late model from Crawfordsville, Indiana, Aaron Evans. On the outside of him will be the Chase Johnson Racing HendrickCars.com late model from Duncan, South Carolina, of Allen Hammerbeck. Behind him will be the number 29 late model, driving the red and white machine. That is going to be Phil Bogdan. On the outside of Phil Bogdan will be the number 2 ACR Racing late model from Paces, Virginia, of Trace Daniel. Behind Trace Daniel will be the Triple Deuce, back in action, the Maverick from B-Town, Indiana, of Chris Knighty. And behind Chris Knighty will be the number 22 Fabric Schaffner late model from High Point, North Carolina, of Chris Schaffner. And driving the number 03 late model here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel from Denison, Texas, it's going to be Dylan Thomas. And behind him, driving the Bay Custom number 3 late model, currently in the 10th place spot for heat race number 2, Andrew Parnell. Chase Johnson will be on the pole here for heat race number 2. That's the 3-time late model champion inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series. He'll look to try to work his way around here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 points are awarded to the heat race winners, 2 to the 2nd place position, and 1 to the 3rd place spot. So these guys are racing for something besides their qualifying spots only. They'll be behind Peter the Base Car, tucked up 2 by 2, about 4 rows back. 10 drivers on the field before the heat race here tonight. Peter the Base Car will hang the left down on the pit lane. It'll be all in the hands of the 3-time champion Chase Johnson. Corey Tester right behind him. Green flag is in the air from Southern National. Heading down into turn 3 and 4. Green flag is in the air for heat race number 2 at the Southern National Raceway. It's Chase Johnson, Corey Tessner, Aaron Evans, Alan Hammerbeck battling hard here for the top 5 spot, but Phil Bogdan once more off of turn 2. Down the back straightaway, Hammerbeck slaps the outside safe for barrier. That'll slow down that Hendrick Cars 38 late model. He'll have to pull right into the back line of the number 29 of Phil Bogdan, diving down into turns 1 and 2 here at the Southern National Raceway, riding along with the Hammer. Alan Hammerbeck just trying to get you a lap around this beautiful racetrack located here in Kinley, North Carolina. You hear the number 38 of Alan Hammerbeck all over the chip there, bouncing back and forth as you see him dive down into turns 1 and 2 from the blimp cam. Contacts made into turns 1 and 2. Trace Daniel able to hold on to it, but around goes Dylan Thomas and the caution flag flies. Caution flag flies here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel in heat race number 2 for the first time tonight. It's the Denison, Texas driver. But Dylan Thomas will back that ass up for the instant replay. Take a look and see exactly what the hell took place from the Denison, Texas driver of Dylan Thomas. We see the contact there made with Trace Daniel off of the corner there. Trace Daniel getting big time sideways, more contact made. Dylan Thomas gets down there inside of the marbles, catches a bad spot on the racetrack, whips that late model right around, and the NR3 Design 03 goes around for the first caution flag. We'll back it up one more time, take a look and see exactly what happened. Dylan Thomas riding on board the number 03 late model. Contact was made there to the number ACR Racing number 2 late model, and Dylan Thomas is going to be responsible for the accident right there this time around for the NR3 Designs late model. Have to get this thing up and moving. Don't look like there's much damage, if any, to the Dylan Thomas machine. Peter the Pace Cars out on the racetrack. We'll be back here in just a moment. Stick around. You're not going to want to miss a thing. Scoot Racing channel, where we are underneath the caution flag here in heat race number 1. Phil Bogdan working his way up through the field there quite nicely. Dylan Thomas is going to be the reason for the caution flag here in heat race number 2. Excuse me, I apologize. Trace Daniel got a little bit of the contact as well in his number 2 ACR Racing late model. Both of these drivers able to continue here in the heat race. Looks like we'll get the green flag this time around behind Peter, the pace car. We're set for 150 lap right after this, folks, so you're not going to want to miss a thing. You're going to want to stick it right here on the VD Scoot Racing channel. Press that like button, press that follow button, green flag, back in the air here in heat race number 2. Johnson, the 3-time champion, steps on it, and Aaron Evans is starting to plug holes down on the bottom side of the number 88 of Corey Riptide Tesner. Battle down the back straight away, the number 48 of Aaron Evans. Driving the Lowe's late model, blinks in, blinks out from Crawfordsville, Indiana. He'll make the trip to North Carolina here tonight. He's looking to make more down in the turns 1 and 2, but he's got a hard charging Tesner all over the back bumper. Tesner will make the move off of turn 2. Look to the inside quarter panel, contact made on the outside seam for barrier. Guys are having to jump around the number 29 machine of Phil Bogdan, who's received damage. Around goes a couple of these drivers. Caution flag is out as Andrew Parnell. Andrew Parnell, Chris Schaffner involved in the accident here on the VD Scoot Racing channel. Not entirely sure what the hell just happened right here. And holy cow, Trace Daniel was barely able to skip out away from that. So was everybody else. We'll back that ass up for the instant replay. Take a look and see exactly what happened to the 22 and the number 3 of Andrew Parnell. Both of these drivers going around on the VD Scoot Racing channel. Take a look. It's a big pileup out of turn 3 and 4. Schaffner tries to get back in line, makes contact to the back end of the number 3 of Andrew Parnell, and they both go around off of turn 4 and down onto the pit lane area. So the caution flag maybe have been thrown a little bit too quickly there. Andrew Parnell's going to try to back out of pit lane, but he cannot do that. Maybe looks like the spotter will get that message over to the number 3 of Andrew Parnell. He'll pull it straight down on the pit lane and try to pull through. The rest of the field will do the exact same. We'll look for the pace car. He's working his way off of turn 3 and 4. Ladies and gentlemen, caution flag quickly again here on the VD Scoot Racing channel. We'll see if we can't keep it right here and get these guys stacked up back too wide. Get it back one to go racing here tonight. For the remaining schedule here for the I-85 Asphalt Series Late Model Stock Division, where 2 weeks from now we will head to the Hickory Motor Speedway right down the road here in North Carolina. We'll head to the Kern County Raceway out in California, owned and operated by Kevin Harvick, former NASCAR Cup Series champion. Thompson Motor Speedway is going to be an absolute thriller of a race, and cannot wait to get the Oxford, Mississippi to the Oxford Plains Raceway, where it is going to be a first ever race here for the drivers inside of the late model stock division and the modifieds. We'll head to Martinsville to wrap up the final race of the Dash for Cash. That'll be race number 10, and we will pay out the payments there to the drivers that have earned them throughout the year. However, though, right now everybody's been chasing that number 97 late model of Chase Johnson. Chase Johnson, a 3-time champion here with inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series late model stock division. The number 97 will roll to the top side of the racetrack, collect a little bit of marbles, trying to cool the tires off of his number 97 late model. Chase Johnson has 19 career late model wins inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series. He'll look for number 20 here tonight if he can grab it. So we'll double up this time with Aaron Evans on the outside. The Lowe's number 48 from Crawfordsville, Indiana, looking to make something shake here. He'll try to grab the race lead here and possibly 3 extra bonus points to his total score. The 48 didn't have the best of opening seasons to kick off the I-85 Asphalt Series Dash for Cash. Will have a chance to redeem himself right here for a heat race win. Green flag back in the air with 8 laps to go. Evans will change lanes here and try to get down to the bottom, but not be able to, because they'll have the hole plugged by the number 88 of Corey Riptide Tesner. He'll drive it down in the turn 3 and 4. Contacts made. They'll train a little bit of paint off turn 4. Tesner allows him to get the momentum run down he needs. He'll get a good arc down into turn 3 and 4. Remember, folks, these late models have tons of grip inside of them. These drivers can drive the ever-living piss out of these cars and barely suffer the consequences. The tire wear contact made. Alan Hammerbeck stack up off of turn 3 and 4 parking lot, and another one goes around 3 back-to-back cautions in heat race number 2. Back-to-back cautions here on the VD Scoot Racing channel. You know the saying, folks, cautions breed cautions. We'll back that ass up for the instant replay. Take a look and see exactly what the hell just took place. Looks like Schaffner may be involved in another one. Andrew Parnell doesn't get escaped through it quite well. We'll look out the front windshield. Stack up in front of the field. Trace Daniel comes right back up into traffic right in front of the 22 of Chris Schaffner. He's able to actually get on the brake there. The one that's most unfortunate right there is the triple deuce of Chris Knighty. He unfortunately had all of that fall right into his lap. We're right on board with the Maverick. Contact made off of turn 3 and 4, leaves a parking lot with 2, 4, looks like maybe 5 cars involved. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to want to stick it right here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll be back here in just a moment. Clean up here at the Southern National Raceway, trying to get the heat races knocked out. On the Booty Scoot Racing channel on the main broadcast cam, where Peter the Base Car will hang the left on the pit lane, and we will restart the heat race number 2 tonight. Looks like maybe double file, or will we go single file? We'll go double file this time around, so we're just going to take at least one more lap around the beautiful Southern National Raceway, where hopefully we can knock the last little bit of these laps out. We still have about 5 laps to go when the green flag flies here. 3 quick caution flags back to back here inside of heat race number 2. Heat race number 1 went very, very smoothly. Zach Evans, driver of the number 6 Me5 late model, was the race winner. He'll snag 3 bonus points to his total score. Green flag back in the air here with 6 laps to go in heat race number 2. Tessner looking to make a move down into turn 3 and 4. Aaron Evans puts the bumper to the back of Corey Tessner. Tessner big loose off the corner, but he's able to hold on to that late model. How did Tessner save that? Trading paint through turns 1 and 2. Tessner rolls back to the outside right rear quarter panel. The number 48 Lowe's late model of Aaron Evans. Lowe's on board the number 48 this week. Tessner all kinds of out of whack out of the groove, trying to hold on to this number 88 HendrickCars.com late model. Tessner losing spots quickly. He's already down 2 positions from the quick restart that we just had. 3 laps to go this time around for the 88 of HendrickCars.com's Corey Tessner's late model. He'll plug the hole in the middle. Phil Bogdan, who gets it to the back of the 88, sends him around hard on the inside wall. Do we keep it green, folks, or do we throw the caution flag here tonight at the Southern National Raceway? Caution's out. Ladies and gentlemen, don't even have to begin to even show you guys the replay right there. Definitely Tessner going backward there after getting his back bumper tore up from a couple other drivers that were behind him. Now in front of him, maybe Corey Tessner looks like he's going to, well, they're going to give him his spot back here. Phil Bogdan is the one that got into the back of the number 88. As Corey Tessner comes show his displeasure here to the number 29. They'll be nose to tail here on the restart. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently working out the heat races here tonight for the I-85 Asphalt Series, the late model division at the Southern National Raceway, part 2 of the doubleheader, where the modified division wrapped out the Southern National Raceway last night. Go check that out on the YouTube page located in the top right portion of your screen. Looks like Trace Daniel has retired from tonight's heat race number 2 after the caution flag right there. Ladies and gentlemen, the pace car will hang the we'll go double file this time around. The lights will go off on top of the pace car. It'll be Johnson, Evans, Thomas, Tessner, the top 4 drivers in the front 2 rows, with Chris Knighty, Chris Schaffner, Andrew Parnell, Alan Hammerbeck, and Phil Bogdan. Still some of the few late models remaining out on the field here in heat race number 2. Just trying to set the field for tonight's main event, 150 lapper. Right after this, folks, you're going to want to stick around and not miss a damn thing. This thing has been absolutely toasted good to this point. To tonight's event, we'll skip right to the 150 lapper right after this, folks. You'll get a quick 1-minute break to try to go get their shit situated, and we will have yourself a 150 lap feature right after this. Green flag back in the air for a 2-lap shootout inside of the heat race. It'll be white flag in the air this time around, and Dylan Thomas once more into turn 3. He'll pull to the inside of the air, and Evans number 48 machine. White flag presented by AFLglobal.com down into turn 2. Banging doors, battle down the back straightaway. More paint being traded between the 0-3 and the 48. But off of turn 3 and 4, it's going to be the 957 to Chase Johnson winning the heat race here tonight at Southern National. Johnson wins heat race number 2 in the number 957 Hendrick car. Statcom late model from Greer, South Carolina. He'll start in what's going to be the 7th place position here tonight. He'll try to win his 4th race on the season. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back here in just a moment here as we talk it over with the admin, see how things are going to work out here. These drivers will get about a minute warm-up session, and we'll have the feature when we return. Racing channel, where the Dash for Cash race number 5 is getting ready to head on its way here tonight at the Southern National Raceway, part 2 of the I-85 Asphalt Series doubleheader this weekend, where the modified division took on the Southern National Raceway part last night and the late model stock division here tonight. If you're on the YouTube page watching maybe a rerun of the race, or maybe checking out some of the pre-races that we've had in the past, you found the page right here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll give it a quick run through on the grid and see how guys roll throughout the field here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. On the pole, driving the number 72 late model from South Boston, Virginia, it'll be Ace Throckmorton. And ladies, let's see if I can't pull this out to be a little bit better. There we go. Second place position on the outside of him will be the number 2 of Lane Woods in this number 92 ACR Racing late model. The third place second row belongs to the number 100 ACR Racing late model of Declan Willis. The fourth place position belongs to the number 036 of the Canadian Luca Torcott. The number 04 late model tonight being driven by the number 04 of Walker Matthews. Zach Evans will win heat race number 1 in his M&D Motorsports number 6 Me Fine late model from Princeton, North Carolina. He'll start from the third row here tonight. Michael Johnson will round out the Pacematic number 40 late model PSR on board this weekend, and then outside of him will be the 3-time champion of Showtime, Chase Johnson, winner of heat race number 2. We will hide the rest of the grid, get you guys out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Aaron Evans, Crawfordville, Indiana, riding out the number 48 machine here tonight with Grayson Underwood, and the number 01 right there on the outside of him. Dylan Thomas will shake out the number 03 NR3 Designs late model from Denison, Texas, with Ty McIntosh. Looking for a place to shake out the field here tonight from the 12th place position. Corey Tessner in the number 88 late model here tonight, with the outside of him being held by Patrick McPeak in the number 61 from Mount Airy, North Carolina. Chris 90 will try to work his way up through the field in the Slim Jim Triple Deuce B-Town, Indiana late model. On the outside of him will be the number 24 of James Fountain. Chris Schaffner from High Point, North Carolina will look to work his way to the front of the field. Dakota Pignataro will be on the outside of the number 99 late model. The inside of him will be the number 3 Bay Customs late model of Andrew Parnell, with the behind them being the Nurse Aviator, the number 27 from Landrum of Adam Peeler. Behind on the inside of Alan Peeler will be the number 38 of Alan Hammerbeck from Duncan, South Carolina. The Hammer looking to work his way up from the 21st position. Brandon McAbee comes from Spartanburg, South Carolina. Grimmy working his way up through the field. The number 31 late model driving for J Money Motorsports. And driving the number 29 late model for M&D Motorsports here tonight. That'll be the number 29 of Phil Bogdan. Nate Hall around out the number 18 late model here tonight in the 24th place position, followed by Mike Doyle and Trace Daniel, who went around there in the heat race. So Peter the race car, looks like he may have the lights off on top of that race car, indicating to us that we may get to go racing this time around. And if we do, folks, you might get ready to see yourself. See some of the best racing on the iRacing platform. Green flag is in the air from Southern National. Part 2 of the Dash for Cash. Race number 5. Green flag in the air here. The Southern National Raceway battles all throughout the field, door to door. Guys working their way up from the back of the field. In the middle of the field, the sun going down rapidly at a gruelingly fast pace. And we'll have the lights up before you know it, folks. We'll be underneath the lights racing here at the Southern National Raceway. Green flag is in the air. Trace Daniels trying to work his way up from the back of the field, but it's Ace Throckmorton with the race lead here quick and early. But Lane Woods has jumped out already on lap number 3 to the race lead. Aaron Evans will pull that number 48 Lowe's late model to the back bumper of the number 97 of Chase Johnson, and the caution flag is out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Caution flag out here for looks like going to be Dylan Thomas. Backing that ass up for the instant replay. He'll be the caution flag here immediately. In the opening laps of the night's 150 lap main event, 155 lapper, excuse me, that should round out the even mileage here tonight at the Southern National Raceway. That is my apology. We'll back it up for the instant replay here. Dylan Thomas driving this number 03 black late model. Gets right reared by Patrick McPeak. Hard on the outside, safe for barrier, and around goes the number 03 of Dylan Thomas. We'll back it up one more time, see if he can't ride out the front windshield, of Patrick McPeak. This should give us a great look exactly what he's seeing. Maybe Dylan Thomas, not knowing that he was not clear at the top of the racetrack, goes right in front of the nose of the 61, or maybe the 61 turns around. Dylan Thomas from Denison, Texas, and which way either the other. We're underneath the caution flag for the first time here tonight. But it was the number 92 of Lane Woods that was able to jump out to the race lead there quick and early. And if Dylan Thomas can beat Lane Woods around, he won't lose a lap. Yes, he'll beat him around. So Dylan Thomas will stay on the lead lap here tonight at the Southern National Raceway. We'll be back here in just a moment. Caution flag quick and early here on the Southern National Raceway. Here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, black flag has been issued to the driver of the number 92 late model for ACR Racing of Lane Woods. The former race leader will be snagged with the black flag for jumping the start of the race. He will receive a drive-through penalty. Lane Woods will have 3 laps to serve the drive-through penalty before he is disqualified off of the racetrack. Lane Woods jumping the start here of the race number 5 Dash for Cash at the Southern National Raceway Park. Lane Woods has got to have a tough day already above him. He better be, thank goodness, there's a 150 lapper here tonight, and we've kind of seen this before, folks. The Z-Max Cars Tour late model stock race at the Wake County Speedway was a 175 lapper around the bull ring. Similar here to the Southern National Raceway. We've seen that race be an absolute mess. Hopefully that is not the case here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And these guys can keep it all together and try to work their way up through the field. You're looking down at the number 6 Me5 late model red and yellow this week as the lights come on here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Princeton, North Carolina's late model Zach Evan, heat race #1 winner here tonight. He'll grab 3 points to add to his total score on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. We'll take one more lap as they'll call off the restart here, and Lane Woods will drop to the back of the pack after receiving the black flag for jumping the start here tonight at the initial beginning of tonight's event. Lane Woods will come down on the pit lane now, and I'm not entirely sure that's how that works, so Lane Woods will have to come back around again. This will not serve the black flag for Lane Woods. Not entirely sure what he's trying to do. So it'll be Willis Throckmorton on the front row here, and it'll be all in the hands of the 72 when he wants to restart it. He chooses to jump later in the box. Green flag back in the air here. Lap number 11 on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel, getting ready to be complete. Nose to tail, 3 wide for the race lead. Here comes Chase Johnson. He'll make it 3 wide with the 04 Wesley Matthews, and he's able to get himself clear off of turn 3 and off of turn 4. Battling door to door, quarter panel to quarter panel. Wesley Matthews trade paints with a 957 of Chase Johnson. Johnson, a 3-time champion, looking for a 4-time winner this season. If he could grab the win tonight, they'll head across the line at lap number 13. '26 late model stock cars pile out the field here tonight. Chase Johnson looking for the race lead early on lap number 14. He'll battle door to door with Ace Throckmorton, and we got a ton of laps to go, folks. You don't want to burn your stuff up quick. Chase Johnson snatched the race lead off of turn 2, and he'll seal it down into turn 3 and 4 with a little bit of a block to the bottom side of the racetrack. Trying to close the air, and the gap off Johnson. Contact made to the guys in front of him. When he goes around on the front straightaway is Patrick McPeak. Patty McPeak goes around on the front straightaway live here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. We'll back that ass up for the instant replay. Take a look and see exactly what happened to Patty McPeak from Mountain Area, North Carolina. And this number 61 late model, we'll back it up for the instant replay. Definitely got guys shooken up here in the front half of the field in front of him, and definitely stacked him up through all the guys right into his lap. He had nowhere to go. We'll throw up the instant replay cam for Patty McPeak. Patrick McPeak gets down into the corner. They get checked up in front of him. Corey Texter moves to the outside. James Fountain doesn't lift and runs right over the back of Patty McPeak. So we'll back that ass up one more time. We'll ride out the front windshield of James Fountain if we can here of the number 24 blue and orange Gulf late model. See exactly what he's seen. How hard was he on the gas there? Just gets checked up in front of you, nowhere to go, and around goes Patty McPeak on the front straightaway. Hard into the inside, safe for a barrier. Mike Doyle will even give him a pass there, but Patrick McPeak looks like he was able to resave the race car, get it up and fired, get it up and moving as well. So it looks like the pace car, though, sits at the end of pit lane, waiting for them. Yeah, there he comes off of pit lane now. He'll slow down the leader, Chase Johnson. We'll be back here in just a moment, folks. You're not going to want to miss the thing. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel for what has already been a chaotic little last couple of events that we've had here, and that shakes back all the way to the heat races here tonight, where the second heat race was a little bit of a cluster, you know what, but the drivers were able to bring it together just a little bit there in the closing laps and get it up and moving. We are looking at the race recap where we're underneath the caution for the second time here in the feature tonight. Yes, the second time here tonight, and this could be a long night, folks. This is continuing to be the trend. We've had 5 different lead changes quickly early here tonight. Chase Johnson, though, was able to jump out to the race lead there, the 4-time champion of the I-85 Asphalt Series late model stock division inside of this 957 HendrickCars.com late model for Chase Johnson Racing. On the outside of him, what will be behind him this time around will be the 04 of Walker Matthews in the Crown Royal late model. We'll have a shot at it, and looking at the board here, Lane Woods will be the lucky dog after serving that black flag penalty. He'll come across the line. He'll be back on the lead lap this time around. So what I would imagine, folks, guys, double up this time around underneath the caution flag for the second time in the feature. 155 laps are scheduled here tonight for the main event. This place, guys, is going to continue to eat tires as we continue the runs here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Chris Schaffner, this number 22 late model, will look to work his way up through the field here. Green flag, back in the air through the restart zone. Chase Johnson slaps on it. 21 laps are already underneath our belt here tonight. Door to door goes Grayson Underwood, and looks like Corey Ripside Tester in that Chase Johnson Racing 88 late model. Everybody else working their way up through the field. Zach Evans trying to get this number 6 late model back up and moving after trimming it out for the heat race. And trimmed out indeed it was, because he picked up the win there on the inside. Here comes the hammer of Allen. Hammerback contact made back here to Andrew Parnell. James Fountain, they're able to hold on to the race cars though. A little bit of trading paint there from the two teammates for Chase Johnson Racing. The bait custom number 3 of Andrew Parnell mixes and matches with the 24 of James Fountain. He's already lost a little bit of a position from where he started. Fountain's not going to be happy with the way that he was raced right there. 36 of Luca Torcott, the Canadian, battle door to door here with, looks like going to be Aaron Evans. Michael Johnson looks on the inside of the 48 here. He'll slurve up the racetrack just a tad bit there. Grayson Underwood, big time loose on the bottom of the racetrack, but he's able to hold on to it. An insane sliding catch there from the 01 ACR Racing late model. We got one turned around. Michael Johnson up and over on his lid off the back straightaway of turn 2. Caution flag is out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Holy shit, the Pacematic late model up and over on his lid off of turn 2. Live here in Kinley, North Carolina. Michael Johnson up and over for a ride here tonight. Holy cow, we will back that ass up for the instant replay. Take a look and see exactly what happened to Michael Johnson coming into turn 1 and 2 here in the gold. Pacematic gets down on the bottom of the apron, gets clipped, turned around in front of traffic. Lifted up by Dakota Pignataro with a little bit of help. Up and over goes Michael Johnson. So we'll back that ass up one more time here on the instant replay cam, and we'll see if we can't ride out the roll bar of the number 40 late model and see exactly what happened coming off of turn 4. Next thing you know, you're on your lid. Up and over for Dakota Pignataro. Nothing but asphalt right ahead of them, and it fits the purpose for the I-85 Asphalt Series late model stock division. Michael Johnson, all kinds of stuck inside of this race car. See if we can't get our camera angle back off. It's stuck off of Michael Johnson's late model. We'll be back in just a moment. Here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, getting everything situated there. Looks like Michael Johnson has climbed out of that race car, and he has declined comment from one of our pit reporters, so we will not be hearing at the end of the night from the number 40 of Michael Johnson down on pit lane as they attend to the number 40 late model that has just been flipped up and over on its lid. However, folks, listening into the admin talk it over there with the drivers, he has given them the stern warning, that the caution flags keep insisting and happening over and over and over again. We will move to single file here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, so the drivers are going to have to tighten it up here on the opening laps of the Southern National Shootout Part 2 of the doubleheader here for the late model stock division and the Wheeling Modified for the I-85 Asphalt Series. Hard Charger award up to this point tonight. Well, we have looks like we're about to knock off lap number 30 here. Paces Virginia's late model driver, ACR Racing. Trace Daniels, the Hard Charger. 12 positions already up from where he started for Trace Daniels. So they work through the restart zone here. Chase Johnson will have the race lead with Throckmorton to the outside of him. Aaron Evans will round out that second row there with looks like going to be Walker Matthews. Contact made quick and early. Whoa, big time loose down there. We got one turned around. It's Grayson Underwood in the 01 ACR Racing late model. Just as quick as you can get back on the green flag. You're back underneath the caution flag. We'll back that ass up for the instant replay. Live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, riding with Grayson Underwood in the 01 late model. Not entirely sure what happened in front of him. Maybe looked like it started up here with the Canadian Luca Torcott before shit went wrong. Diving down into the corner. Throckmorton off the exit of turn 1 and 2 on the apron. Everybody comes around, barely able to snip by the 01 of ACR Racing's late model, Grayson Underwood. We'll back that ass up one more time. We'll ride out the roll bar here. That's got to be a scary sight, rolling backwards in front of a racetrack with 26 different cars heading your way nose first. Watching everybody flail around, you must be an unforgiving, unfamiliar sight for Grayson Underwood. Trouble here off of turn 2 for the 01 ACR Racing Jersey Mike Subs late model. Trying to get this thing turned around and not lose a lap, but Chase Johnson's going to drive right on by him to go catch the pace car. Unless it is registered Grayson Underwood to get back in his spot. And it has, so he will get back in that spot. He will not lose the lap, being that he was in front of the leader when the caution flag did fly. Try to keep it off the commercial break as much as possible. We will keep it right here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel as we continue the track cleanup here tonight at the Southern National Motorsports Raceway Park here in Kinley, North Carolina. We also want to remind you folks to head on over to the YouTube page. We got tons of more racing heading your way. 2 weeks from now, we'll head on over to the Hickory Motor Speedway, and then we'll head on over to the Kern County, Thompson, Oxford Plains, Martinsville to round up the rest of the season. And we couldn't do anything that we're doing here tonight without NR3 Design, custom graphics, and schemes for iRacing. Go check them out today on Instagram, NR3_design, for all your paint, spec maps, and custom number needs. After a couple of the caution flags we see right here, a couple of these guys are going to need to make a trip down on a Maccabee Auto Services LLC. Honest, reliable, and affordable everything. Tune-ups, engine repair, engine rebuild, and swaps, brake diagnostic, suspensions. First-time customer special, $25 off any services over $100. And yes, they gave us the real cell phone number, 864-526-0608. 117 Hammett Store Road in Lyman, South Carolina. Locally owned, fast turnaround, open Monday through Friday. Back down here on the main broadcast cam, we're getting ready to see the green flag here after a quick cleanup for a caution flag involving the number 01 of Grayson Underwood. And Grayson Underwood is in the EOL position for bringing out the caution flag. He will go to the tail end of the field as well as a couple more other drivers. It'll be in the hands of Chase Johnson to restart it once more. It hasn't been challenged here tonight. Caution after caution, green flag back in the air here at Southern National. Working off the exit of turn 2 and down into turn 3, the Canadian, the 036 of Luca Torcott tries to get around Chris Schaffner in that 22 machine. Alan Hammerbeck, Ty McIntosh, James Fountain battle it out here for what's going to be the 11th, 12th, and 13th place spot. Thomas makes contact to the back of Alan Hammerbeck, trading paint through turns 1 and 2. Fountain will roll to the back bumper of Patty McPeak, and Patty McPeak trying to get this thing up and moving. If we could ever pick up some green flag laps, I think we get you down on the racetrack here, folks, for tonight's first I-85 Asphalt Series. Fast and Live. Caution flag is out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel again, and it's for the number 2 of Trace Daniel, the I-Racing late model. We'll back that ass up for the instant replay and take a look and see what happened to the Paces Virginia driver involved in the accident there with looks like going to be Corey Riptide Tessner trying to crank it up underneath our fast and loud, and Trace Daniel is backwards as well as Corey Tessner. Tessner hard into the outside, safe for barrier. We'll back that ass up with Corey Riptide Tessner. Take a look and see what happened. Contact made from him, and Trace Daniel ships Tessner up the racetrack, airborne into the outside catch fence. Everybody trying to work around it, and a little bit of slight contact made there by Andrew Parnell, who was not on the brake, trying to clear through the traffic. We'll back that ass up one more time. We'll ride with Corey Riptide Tessner. Take a look and see what happened to him. Getting his back door beaten up by Trace Daniels. Down into turns 3 and 4. Daniels way harder into the corner than Tessner anticipated, trying to hold on to it. Hits the car airborne into the outside catch fence, and around goes Tessner on the front straightaway. See if we can't get this ass backed up one more time. This will be an awesome look for exactly what we were taking place to see exactly what happened. Daniels right into the back of Corey Riptide Tessner, shoots him up the racetrack. Tessner gets airborne, tries to lock it down, and as guys are working through the field, contact's made one more time to the 88 machine. Johnson, Tessner, teammates here, and looks like Tessner's going to lose the lap to the race leaders here because he cannot get the 88 machine turned around after being stuck around on the front half of the front straightaway, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back here in just a moment, pacing behind Peter the Base car. We'll keep it side by side. You won't miss a thing. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We are getting ready to go racing here tonight after the caution flag has flown here. Quick and early, ladies and gentlemen, so we can get the music turned down for you guys. We got a couple guys working their way back through the field. Andrew Parnell involved in that last caution flag with Corey Tessner. He'll bring it down onto pit lane to service up that number 3 machine. That caused big time damage to Andrew Parnell's late model. We are looking to get behind the pace car, and if I'm not mistaken, folks, if I did not hear the admin right correctly, I apologize, but we are cracking on the verge of single file restarts if these guys cannot get it underneath control here tonight. This is now working the 5th caution flag within the opening part of tonight's race, where we have only completed less than it. We have over 100 laps still to go here tonight, folks. So we'll double them up this time around through turns 1 and 2. Aaron Evans has impressed us this week so far inside of the late model stock program. He ran well last night in the modifieds, and here he is tonight sitting in the 4th place spot from Crawfordville, Indiana here at Southern National. Maybe one of the better tracks for the 48 program. Green flag back in the air. Chase Johnson slaps down on the gas. Contact made across the front straightaway. Everybody gets checked up. Around goes Luca Torcott, hard on the outside, safe for barrier. Head on. As quick as you can get it green, folks, you're back underneath the caution flag, and we'll back that ass up for the Luca Torcott 036 machine. The Canadian goes around here in turns 1 and 2. Canumble fuck here on the restart. Maybe it looks like James Fountain got into the back of the Canadian of Luca Torcott, got him sideways. Torcott tries to hold on to it, lifted up by Dylan Thomas, and around into the turn 1 and 2 safe for barrier. Luca Torcott will get this thing turned around here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Traffic coming right behind him. Peter the pace car is already pacing out on the racetrack, and we'll be back here in just a moment. We'll see if we can't get this thing cleaned up. way indeed to turn things around, and that's what these drivers are going to have to do here tonight to be successful at the Southern National Raceway, where we are working, well, I think what's going to be our 5th caution flag here tonight. Showtime Chase Johnson is currently the race leader with Declan Willis to the outside of him. He'll try to work his way up through the field. Walker Matthews will try to work his way up through the field as well. This 04 Crown Royal late model has ran very, very strong here tonight at the Southern National Raceway. Walker Matthews, very, very young in age, doesn't even have his driver's license in real life, but making an impact out here tonight on the field, showing that he belongs with inside of the late model stock division. And here comes that bad fast Aaron Evans, number 48 machine. And would you notice, folks, the Schaffner, Chris Schaffner, has entered into the chat. No Kai Sinet. He's in the top 5 here at the hometown track in Kinley. Lights are off on top of the pace car. We will get the single file to go racing this time around. So until the drivers can get it back up and going straight, we'll stay underneath the single file. Green flag back in the air here at Southern National. Green flag back in the air here at the Southern National Raceway, and single file was the restart. This is going to allow the guys to get up to speed for sure without beating and banging and door slamming everybody on the restarts. Hopefully we can pick off some of these green flag laps. We can knock off the rest of the event now. Less than 100 laps to go as we reach the number lap 56 point out of the scheduled 155. The 22 of Chris Schaffner got the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around. He'll look to work his way up towards the front of the field. He's up 12 spots from where he started. Tied with the hard charger award with Alan Hammerbeck and Brandon Maccabee right now on lap number 57. Right now he's all over the back bumper of the number 48 of Aaron Evans, trying to make something work here at Southern National. Aaron Evans, whoa, contact made off of turn 4. Adam Peeler nipped in the rear, turned around off of turn 3 and 4, and the caution flag lights illuminate. Ladies and gentlemen, caution flag out for the 6th time here tonight, this time for the Aviator of Adam Peeler from Landrum, South Carolina. Our camera flipped over there right as he was going around hard into the sand trap barrier. Hard shot for the 27 off the front bumper of Lane Woods, making it too wide on the outside, and I've never seen the outside line guy hit the inside line person. That makes no sense right there. Pancake hard shot from Adam Peeler there. We'll back that ass up one more time. See if we can't ride out the gearbox of Adam Peeler. Side by side was Lane Woods and Ty McIntosh. Adam Peeler goes to the bottom side, and somehow, some way, bang! Lane Woods is still able to tag the left rear quarter panel, right rear quarter panel of Adam Peeler, ship him around hard until drop right passenger side door. Excuse me, he's got a big dent in that number 27 late model from the sand trap barrier, ladies and gentlemen. Hearing from the admin, oh, yes sir, hearing from the admin right now that will be a stern warning for the number 92 to calm it down. The jump start to kick off the race, wrecking somebody right there. Lane Woods will be placed on the close probation list here early into tonight's event. We'll be back here in just a moment. You're not going to want to miss a thing. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Fans are ripping and raving and roaring. Caution flag is out here. Chase Johnson has been in control since about lap 20 or so, and he jumped out to the race lead after making some quick and early moves, but it's been caution fest ever since then. We've had 5 caution flags since that move was made from the 3-time champion for the race lead here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 26 late models piled out the field here tonight. We've already had one up and over on their lid. Michael Johnson, driver of the PSR or PSM Pacematic late model here, the number 40, has been removed from tonight's event after going up and over on his lid. Here's the client comment from our pit reporter. We'll go racing this time around from the single file formation, trying to get these drivers to get it together. This is probably Been one of the rougher ones we've had up to this point of the season. Green flag back in the air here at Southern National. Working the banking through turns 3 and 4. Chris Schaffner was one of the better persons on our camera. Couldn't keep it off of him the last time around, all over the back bumper of Aaron Evans. He'll try to work the rear bumper of Wesley Matthews this time, but that's the 72 gray and blue machine of Ace Throckmorton, for Triple S Throckmorton Racing. He's battling door to door. What's going to be Chris Knighty here? He's got company from Patty McPeak, who's on the bottom side. Patty McPeak puts the bumper to Ace Throckmorton, gets him loose up the racetrack. Chris Schaffner will move right in front of the front bumper of the Maverick. Chris Knighty, they'll work off the exit of turn 4, riding on board with Chris Knighty. Can never get a break. There's always somebody else next there right to you here at the Southern National Raceway, plugging holes, filling gaps, getting it going. You got to make sure you're the one of the guys that aren't going to be unnecessarily not reaping the benefits like everybody else. Schaffner on the outside trying to run down Alan Hammerbeck. Knighty slaps the outside, safe for barrier. Brandon McAbee gives him a little shot in the left rear. Again, the caution flag is out here on the Video Scoot Racing channel. And it is for the number 2 Trace Daniel machine for the 3rd time here tonight. The ACR Racing number 2 goes around. He'll be able to beat the leader of Chase Johnson back around, so he will not lose the lap here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He'll be on the lead lap when we return back to the green flag. We'll back that ass up for the Paces Virginia driver. Maybe it looks like he got a little bit of contact, maybe some help from the number 99 of Dakota Pignataro down here in the turns 3 and 4. Pignataro, you see the flames come out the tailpipe of the number 2 late there, indicating he got off the gas late. Pignataro ships him right around in turns 3 and 4. We'll back that ass up one more time. We're right out the front nose of Dakota Pignataro, that number 99 machine, and see what happened to him. Not entirely sure what happened. Pignataro known hard to pass, but never to wreck anybody. Just right into the back bumper of the ACR Racing late model, ships them around. Trace Daniel, unfortunately, will get turned around there on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and he will receive the EOL penalty for being involved in the accident. Dakota Pignataro will receive the EOL for causing the accident. Caution flag is out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and we'll keep it right here side by side so you don't miss a thing, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, counting down the laps here at the Southern National Raceway Park. We're can't seem to get the green flag underneath our belt and up and moving here. 69 laps, going to be 70 completed this time around out of the scheduled 155, and we have been underneath the caution flag for quite a few times here tonight. Want to give a huge shout out here to the keys of the race. You're going to want to pick your battles racing around the Southern National Raceway Park here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. You'll find yourself in a situation that may find you in a beat-up late model, and that's not what you want here. Racing inside of the Dash for Cash for the prize money here in a couple of weeks. Race number 5 is on its way right here on your screen at the Southern National Raceway. We'll have 5 more races remaining after this, heading to the Hickory Motor Speedway. After that, you see your keys of the race here tonight. Should be getting the should be getting the lights off on the pace car this time around in the single file formation, indicating to us that we are getting ready to go back racing. But no, we'll take at least one more lap underneath the caution flag condition behind Peter the pace car, led by the 4-time winner in season 1, a 6-time winner in season 2, or 7-time winner in season 1, 5-time winner in season 2, and a 5-time winner in season 3. Chase Johnson has 3 wins on the year here as well. That'll make 19 total career wins for the season 4 champion, the season 3 champion, of Chase Johnson. Holding on to the race lead here late at midway through the Southern National Showdown, part 2 of the doubleheader within the I-85 Asphalt Series. The pace car will hang the left down on the pit lane. You'll get ready to have yourself a restart here tonight at Southern National. $75 laps going to be completed this next time around out of the scheduled 155. Wesley Matthews works the outside quarter panel of H. Throckmorton, the 72 pole sitter here tonight. Dylan Thomas turned around on the back straightaway. Caution flag is out again. I don't know what to say at this point, folks. Caution flag out again for the 03 NR3 Designs late model. We'll back that ass up from Denison, Texas. Take a look and see exactly what happened to the M&D Motorsports 03 late model driver. Maybe contact made there between him and Phil Bogdan. We'll back that ass up, bog it down, take a look and see what happened. Down into turns 1 and 2. Thomas on the inside of Bogdan gets him on the left rear quarter panel, sips him around, and Thomas can't hold on to it. Steps on his own, you know what, and goes around hard on the inside, safe for a barrier. Big time shot there for Dylan Thomas, and as the field passes right on by him, he'll lose the lap here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll pace behind Peter the Pace car, and we will be back in just a moment. You're not going to want to miss a thing here. Caution flag out for the 8th time tonight. And we'll lose my mind here tonight if we cannot get some green flag racing here at the Southern National Raceway, one of the better tracks on the schedule here in Season 4 of the Late Model Stock Division. And we've had some absolute barn burners this year that have been some really good races inside of the Late Model Stock. 2 weeks ago we went to IRP Raceway, and that was one of the better races that we've had all year long. Folks can't wait to get to Hickory this season, see how things shake out there. And Dash for Cash race number 5 at the Southern National Raceway, kicking off here tonight, halfway through the Dash for Cash here in Season 4. 5 more races remain between me, you, and the prize money and the drivers here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get the one to go racing this time around. I would imagine single file formation still is. Obviously, these drivers have not earned the privilege to go double file yet here. Cautions breed cautions. We do understand that, but there's a certain point in time where the drivers need to take in control of tonight's actions. 8 caution flags in, and we're barely past the halfway point. We will come across the line this time around. Chase Johnson will have the race lead. Green flag back in the air here at Southern National. Racing Underwood all on the inside here, trying to get a run of the back bumper of Brandon McAbee in this number 31 late model. Brandon McAbee trying to hold on here to his position, trying to grab some points here, filling in for John Michael Bryant in the J Money Motorsports number 31 late model after John Michael Bryant couldn't participate full time here in Season 4. John Michael Bryant reached out to that number 31 machine of Brandon McAbee, asking if he would ride in the late model all year long and score the points for him, and he could have the reward out of the purse money if he was to place inside of the top 10 in points. Brandon McAbee says he would do nothing more better than to race the late model here, running his full-time McAbee Auto Services maintenance company off of the racetrack, as well as being a part-time / full-time recording artist out of the state of South Carolina, putting on for the city of Spartanburg. Walker Matthews is continuing to battle all night long here, and this guy has got to be every bit of 12 years old. Walker Matthews can barely see over the steering wheel, but he can see his bright future ahead of him driving the Crown Royal. Don't even know how he managed to get this sponsorship. Too young to drink for Walker Matthews, but we seen him shooting back those liquor shots behind the trailer earlier tonight. You can't get slick with the 12-year-olds around here. Now he's battling door-to-door with Alan Hammerbeck. Alan Hammerbeck will clear him off of turn 2. Chris Schaffner, Alan Hammerbeck, and we got one hard on the outside, safe for barrier. It's Dakota Pignataro, and the caution flag is out. Caution flag out already, quick, early, and fast again, folks, for the number 99 of Dakota Pignataro. This will be his second caution flag tonight. Depending on what happened to Dakota Pignataro here, did he bring it out himself for contact? Whoa, maybe revenge there from Trace Daniel to the number 99 of Dakota Pignataro trying to get it back here, get it back in blood at that. Hooks him in the left rear quarter panel, gets him again, ships him around hard on the outside wall. And the 99 goes around hard to the outside, safe for Barry. And if you know Dakota Pignataro, folks, he will be meeting Trace Daniel behind the hauler in the trailers after the race here tonight. Pignataro's not going to be happy with the way that he was just raced here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He will receive the EOL penalty as well as Trace Daniels, ACR Racing number 2 late model. These two guys are going to have to restart near each other. Pignataro will take it out on the pit lane to address the damage to the number 99. We'll be back here in just a moment. Here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, pacing underneath the caution flag for the 9th time here tonight on the I-85 Asphalt Series late model stock divisions race here at the Southern National Raceway Park, where the modifieds took their race on last night for 150 laps. It was an absolute barn burner. It was an absolute green flag race. I think we had 2, maybe 3 caution flags for the whole event. These guys right here, maybe you could take a little bit of a note of what could take place there. A little bit of patience is what's going to help each and every single one of the drivers in the field here tonight. Chase Johnson slaps back down on the gas here to restart the Southern National Showdown for the late model stock division. And I want to give a huge little quick run out here. Look at the triple deuce of Chris 90 from B-Town, Indiana. The Maverick has worked his way back up here inside of the top 10. He's looking at an opportunity to strike for his first top 5 here on the season after having some problems coming out of this triple deuce program. Chris 90 been battling a little bit of ECU problems inside of these race cars, the computer portions of these race cars to make them go around, give power to the race cars. He ordered a brand new ECU for the race car, for the late model, installed it right here at the Southern National Raceway garage. Took it out there for the first time in the heat race, did a solid run right there. He's got a little bit of damage, they'll have to work on this triple deuce for the rest of the night, but he's got some speed cracking the top 8 here late into tonight's event. Mikey Doyle hasn't had the race that he was looking for here tonight from Middletown, New Jersey. And we know how them Northerners get, folks. When they get rooted and routed, they get feisty. Mike Doyle's not going to be pushed around here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Lost control of the late model in the heat race. Scored last in heat race number 1 for the orange and white late model. A bad-ass paint scheme here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for Mike Doyle. Right now he's rolling around the bumper of the Maccabee machine of Brandon Maccabee, who's got Stukin on board this week, and Brandon Maccabee Auto Services on the outside quarter panel. Brandon Maccabee, we talked about him just a minute ago, local recording artist out of South Carolina. Mike Doyle, don't like rap. How does he elect to race the number 31 of Brandon Maccabee? But here comes Lane Woods. He'll put the bumper to the back of Mike Doyle through turns 3 and 4. We got one around. It's Chris Schaffner on the front straightaway. Caution flag is out. Man, oh man, folks, it makes it difficult here. Just really starting to get some great battles going on our screen, and then yellow flag flies immediately for the 22 here, battling door to door, side by side, excuse me, as I got the hiccups, with Aaron Evans. We'll back that ass up for the instant replay from High Point, North Carolina. Schaffner gets on the apron, gets up the racetrack a tad bit into Aaron Evans. Alan Hammerbeck gets into the left rear of Chris Schaffner, ships him around off of turn 4. So we'll back that ass up. We'll ride out the front roll bar of Alan Hammerbeck's number 38, HendrickCars.com. Chase Johnson Racing late model down into turn 3 and 4. Alan Hammerbeck tries to get a good arc off the corner. They guys make contact in front of him. He has nowhere to go. Gets right into the back of Chris Schaffner. Ships him around hard on the inside, safe for a barrier. Schaffner not going to be pleased with the way that he was just raced there by Alan Hammerbeck. We'll rack it up one more time. Look out the gearbox of the number 22 of Chris Schaffner. This will show us exactly what we were looking for. Just trying to find a way through traffic. Got Chris Knighty all over the back of Alan Hammerbeck as well. Chris Schaffner is going to be the one that goes around this time around. Chris Schaffner not going to be happy with the way that he was just raced. We'll be back here in just a moment. He's back out and rolling on the racetrack. Here comes Peter the pace car. We'll be back in just a second. Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, getting ready to slowly emerge into the back half of this Southern National Showdown, Part 2 of the I-85 Asphalt Series. Divisions, the modifieds took race last night. Here are the late models on your screen currently at the moment. And as it speaks on your screen right now, they are just completed lap number 101 of 155 here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, slowly emerging inside of that 50 lap to go mark. We've had 10 cautions now here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for about 44 laps. So these guys running out of laps, times, patience, and race cars here tonight. But however, though, Peter the pace car absolutely loves what he sees on the racetrack because he is paid by the lap and hour. With all these pace car and pace laps here tonight, looks like Peter the pace car is going to collect a nice little bonus to kick off 2026. And race number 5 here for the Dash for the Cash. He's going to be the one taking home the prize when it's all said and done. Mike Doyle, up 15 spots from where he started in this 00 late model from Middletown, New Jersey. He'll restart for the 50. He'll restart for the 11th place spot here on the restart. Contact made off of turn 2 there between 90, and we're underneath the caution flag already. And it's for the Mike Doyle machine. We announcer Jinx the 00 from Middletown, New Jersey. We apologize, Mike. We'll back that ass up for the instant replay. We apologize, Mike Doyle, if you were watching the stream. Just giving him grace there for being a hard charger, going up 16 spots from where he started. And he'll give them all right back in one restart. We'll back that ass up. Let's see if it was all him or did he get a little bit of help. And it looks like he may have got some help from the number 92 of Lane Woods, and this started way back in turn 3 and 4. Way before the green flag. We'll back it up here, see if we can't throw it up to the drone shot. This will show us what we're looking for. Mike Doyle, everybody in line here on the outside. Lane Woods gives him a shot in the ass end, and Lane Woods tries to make a jump move on the inside. Grabs the left rear quarter panel. Mike Doyle shifts him around hard on the inside, but able to keep it off of the inside wall. Great driving right there from Mike Doyle. Not entirely sure what Lane Woods was thinking right there. Immediately to the inside, Lane Woods has already been warned by the admin that he needed to back it down here on a little bit of a rough driving event here tonight. We're right out the roll, or out the front nose of the Lane Woods machine. It's definitely giving Mike Doyle no opportunity to survive that caution flag right there, or that wreck, or even the corner. Couldn't even grab a gear to get to the restart zone. Be funny how to see this one gets played out. We'll be back here in just a moment. You're not going to want to miss a thing. Stick around. Back here on the main broadcast cam, again underneath the caution flag, pacing here for what's going to be the 11th time here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We are Still about 20 miles left to go here in the Southern National Shootout. There's the 04 of Walker Matthews in the Crown Royal, purple and gold. Late model here tonight, single file. We've been single file ever since about lap 50 or so, for about 100 laps. At the end of the night, the race is what will be single file if these guys keep it up the way that they're going. And we did get news there from the admin. Lane Woods has been parked from tonight's Southern National Shootout live here for the I-85 Asphalt Series Dash for Cash race number 5. The ACR Racing driver will be parked here for the remainder of tonight's portion part of the event. Green flags back in the air here. Chase Johnson jumps back on the gas. Hasn't been challenged much here tonight. It's been all caution flags for Chase Johnson. He has paced now 48 laps of this Southern National Classic. Chase Johnson in the 957 working his way up through the field. Back on the restart zone, door to door. Back here goes Chris Knighty and Walker Matthews. Knighty, great run here tonight at the Southern National Raceway after getting the ECUs fixed in his late model program. The computer programs were striving him in the raw horsepower feed, giving him unresearched data feedback coming back to the Triple Deuce program. Look at him fight back here on the outside of this 04 Wesley Matthews. Walker Matthews. Wesley Matthews is a famous celebrity. I don't know who I'm talking about. Here comes the 01 of Grayson Underwood and ACR Racing's late model on the inside. Look at the around Wesley Matthews. Here Walker Matthews. I am all over the place here. Contact made to Chris Knighty from the 01. Chris Knighty up the racetrack and around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Knocked out of the groove by Grayson Underwood. And a little bit of word right there from Chris Knighty. He is not happy with the way that he was just raced here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We will back that ass up here and take a look and see exactly what happened to Chris Knighty on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We know contact was definitely made right there between him and the ACR Racing late model of the 01 of Grayson Underwood. We'll back that ass up here from B-Town, Indiana. Maverick of Chris Knighty on the outside, battling door to door. What's going to be Grayson Underwood, who gets on the inside, clears, stay, makes contact to the Triple Deuce, sends him up the racetrack. He slams down on the brake and turns it around. Caution flag flies almost immediately here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for Chris Knighty as he goes around. We'll be back here in just a moment on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. You're not going to miss a thing. Chase Johnson still in control of the race lead. Hasn't been challenged. Hasn't even had to race the car much here tonight. He may just hold this car, bring it back 2 weeks at Hickory. We'll be back here in just a moment. Racing channel. Here's the remaining schedule, reminding you folks that we are headed to the Hickory Motor Speedway 2 weeks from now after tonight's Southern National Shootout. That has been an absolute disaster up to this point here tonight, but that is no selective due to anybody. The drivers can still get it all up together, put on a hell of a show for you folks here on the YouTube page, live here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And if you are, whether you're watching this live when it takes place or you are watching a rerun of the live stream on the YouTube channel that runs around all of the time, make sure you press that like button, press that subscribe button, and press that follow button. You're not going to want to miss a thing. Don't forget about the TNA Truck Series for the Madness Racing League at the Charlotte Motor Speedway this Friday night coming up. You're not going to want to miss a thing here. That'll be an absolute action-packed race as well. The lights should go off on top of the pace car this time around, and we should be getting ready to head back underneath the green flag conditions here, as it has been single file restarts for the majority portion part of tonight's event after we have had now what has been 12 caution flags for the Southern National Shootout. Now, one of the better races that we've had all year long, as you see the remaining schedule on your screen for the rest of the season. Back here on the main broadcast cam, where these drivers will shake out single file. The pace car will hang the left down on the pit lane. This time around, it'll be Chase Johnson, Willis, McPeak, and Throckmorton, followed by Aaron Evans for the top 5 spots. Working off the banking of turn 2 and down into turn 3 and 4. Everybody knows the tail here, trying to pick off the final 45-ish or so laps here at the Southern National Raceway. McIntosh on the inside of what's going to be Walker Matthews. No battle door to door here. The 04 on the outside of the number 10 machine. The 04 will lose a spot there to Ty McIntosh. These drivers not giving an inch here in the closing laps. Several guys smacking that outside safer barrier on the exit up the corner. Aaron Evans having a decent night here tonight. He's the top 5 spot here, and you best believe it, Ty McIntosh is looking for an opportunity. Here comes Patty McPeak looking for the opportunity to steal the race away from Chase Johnson here. He's got some fast lap times on the racetrack right now. We'll check them as they come across the line. Patrick McPeak will turn up 14.6451 to the leaders, 14.532. So Patty McPeak being held up a little bit here by Declan Willis. We'll check them around this time. They'll close the gap up a little bit on the restart. Last lap, 14.5 for Patty McPeak to a 14.6 of the race leader of Chase Johnson. Lap time starting to exchange a little bit here, but I would only begin to imagine, folks, that is because Chase Johnson has had so many fire-off restart cycles on his tires. Pretty much everybody in the field has had the same amount of restarts on their tires, indicating and meaning to us folks that these guys are indicating that their temperature wears will be fluctuating. Some will have really, really super hot temperatures. Some will have really, really cold temperatures or mild temperatures as they drove through the marbles underneath the caution flag. But a little bit of battle going on right here between the Zach Evans and Aaron Evans machine. No relation between these two drivers here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Zach Evans will turn a faster lap than the leader of the previous lap. That time he's a little bit slower than Chase Johnson. MND Motorsports stand up. The heat race winner, Zach Evans, charging his way up to the top 5 field. Patrick McPeak now under attack from the Triple S Throckmorton Racing 72 late model of Ace Throckmorton, the pole sitter, back in action here in the 3rd place spot in the closing lap. Now 30 laps to go inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series late model stock division. Finally getting some clean green flag laps here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. I think we get you down on the racetrack for a final fast and lap. Bringing it up fast and loud here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Finally getting some green flag laps here at the Southern National Raceway. Quick enough to get us a fast and loud. 23 laps remain here in the late model stock division Southern National Shootout. Race number 5 of the Dash for Cash late model stock series division, for the I-85 Asphalt Series. Heading down the back straightaway and down into turn 3 and 4. Patty McPeak continues the battle back and forth here with Ace Throckmorton. Patty McPeak has entered the battle back in here. Chris Knighty, after having a decent solid top 5 day, the Triple Deuce is smoked and destroyed on the outside. And you got to snap back into a Slim Jim. Chris Knighty destroyed here late. He's not going to be happy with the way that he was raced in tonight's event by Lane Woods and the number 92, who has been parked here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Chris Knighty not going to be happy. He'll told his crew chief, you better keep me away from that number 92 at the end of the night's race. 20 laps to go. Patty McPeak slowly trying to find a way and an opportunity to make a move around the 2nd and 3rd place position of Declan Willis and Ace Throckmorton, as Throckmorton rolls up to the back bumper of Declan Willis here late at the Southern National Raceway Motorsport Park. Throckmorton battling a blinking in and out ACR Racing number 100 late model. They'll battle for the 2nd place spot. Contact made there. Rubbin is racing. Trading paint off of turn 2 between Throckmorton and Willis. Throckmorton to roll and throw his number 72 late model down into turns 1 and 2. Battling door to door here with looks like going to be Declan Willis, but Patty McPeak, Ty McIntosh slurge into the battle here. They'll try to make an opportunity with 17s, now 16 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Chase Johnson's going to have to hold on to this number 957 late here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Southern National Shootout trying to hold on to the navigating temperatures inside of the tires on each and every single one of these race cars. Who is saved enough here to make a charge late? Throckmorton, Willis, battling door to door, not sparing each other an inch, is allowing Chase Johnson to ride right on by. Ladies and gentlemen, these guys putting on a show here in the closing lap after struggling for majority parts of tonight. Throckmorton trades paint to the back bumper of the number 100 ACR Racing late model. Lap traffic up ahead for Chase Johnson. Nate Hall will move right out of the way for the race leader, but now we're too wide. Got Throckmorton in the battle for second, trying to get by. He'll move right on wide and let these guys shake and bake their way through. Side by side for second, not staring each other an inch. Throckmorton, the pole sitter, sees 12 laps to go on the ticker. He needs to move and groove his way up to the field now. Patrick McPeak waiting for an opportunity to strike. It's almost right there. He'll close up the gap to the back bumper of the 72 of Throckmorton. Willis on the outside. Patty McPeak looking to make a move with 11 laps to go for second place. Look at this battle, folks. Three-wide battle for the runner-up spot here tonight at the Southern National Raceway Park has allowed Chase Johnson and the number 957 late model to pull away from the battle for second place. He's loving what he's seeing in his mirror, but the two guys in front of him just can't seem to shake one another. 9 laps to go. Willis gives up the spot to Throckmorton. Bump and run through 3 and 4. Patty McPeak looking for an opportunity late. Losing the ground and the opportunity to go catch the leader. Around goes Declan Willis, hard off of turn 3 and 4. Caution flag flies here on the Southern National Raceway. Caution flag flies, and this time it's for the number 100 ACR Racing late model of Declan Willis. Every one of these ACR Racing late models have now been involved in some sort of an accident. We will back that ass up for the instant replay, folks, and this may take us to the overtime here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Declan Willis involved in the accident off of turn 2, battling for the second place spot for about 10 laps there with Patty McPeak as Ace Throckmorton. Check it out, folks, off of turn 4. Heading across the line, Willis tries to shove his way back behind the nose. Patty McPeak gets into the back end of the number 100, ships him up the racetrack. Around goes Declan Willis, and the caution flag flies. That is going to be a career-ending day here for Declan Willis. Second place, holding on there, trying to score the points all the way to the back for Declan Willis, involved in the accident late. And if I had to take my pick on it as well, Patrick McPeak will receive the EOL for AF1 Racing for causing the accident here. Chase Johnson might be able to sneak away with one here. He'll have to do it through the overtime for Chase Johnson Racing. We'll be back here in just a moment. You're not going to want to miss a thing. We'll be back. Ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to go back racing here on the main broadcast cam for the overtime here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel at the Southern National Raceway for the Southern National Shootout Part 2 of the doubleheader for the I-85 Asphalt Series. This will be a green-white checkered attempt here at the overtime. They will get 2 attempts at it. If these guys do get the white flag before causing a caution, then the race will be all hands off of the admin. First person back to the checkered flag will win. However, if these guys can get around and get the checkered, wreck before the white flag is able to be in vicinity of reach, then we will restack them one more time for an opportunity here. Chase Johnson looking to win his 4th race of season 4. This 3-time champion will have an opportunity here in the overtime. They'll restart from the top lane, trying to collect all the marbles possible. Throckmorton on the back bumper, trying to grab a win from Chase Johnson. Green flag back of the air here in overtime. Johnson on the bottom side of turns 1 and 2 and heading down the back straightaway. What will be the white flag in the air this time around, presented by AFLglobal.com. Wesley Walker-Matthews, Ty McIntosh, Throckmorton and Johnson, the top 4 drivers for the chance to win it here tonight in the overtime. McIntosh gets loose, contact's made. Johnson off the exit of turn 3 and 4. Checker flag in the air. Johnson will win it here tonight in race number 5 of season 4 for the Dash for Cash 3-wide battle across the line. It's a mess. Chase Johnson from Greer, South Carolina continues his dominance here inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series, winning his 4th race of the season here on the I-85 Asphalt Series late model stock division program. Guys not happy with each other across the front straightaway. Throckmorton and McPeak going at it here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Chase Johnson wins it here for the season 4 race number 5 Dash for Cash at the Southern National Raceway, and we're being told now from the admin we are not going to do the interviews here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Tensions seem to be flaring inside of the field. Chase Johnson wins career race number 20 and 4th of the season for Chase Johnson. Chase Johnson will burn it down here for the fans on the front straightaway and should have plenty of tire left. Not really had to get challenged there for it. Looks like these guys only are going to get about 50 laps here underneath the green flag condition tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and that is plenty of tire for the 957 of Chase Johnson, using lessons learned over 3 championships. He'll do his Polish victory lap here. We'll be back in just a moment. We'll have the post-race show, but no post-race interviews here tonight. Back here on the main broadcast cam, where we are trying to get the drivers continue to be situated here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. This will allow us to pull up the final results from the feature here tonight out of the 150 lapper at the Southern National Raceway. That's seen Chase Johnson win it, followed by Ace Throckmorton, Walker Matthews, Aaron Evans, and Luca Torcott were your top 5 drivers here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Adam Peeler, Zach Evans, Alan Hammerbeck, Brandon McAfee, Trace Daniel will round out the top 10, followed by Phil Bogdan, Chris Knighty, James Fountain, Patty McPeak, and Chris Schaffner. The top 15 drivers here tonight at the Southern National Raceway. None of these finishes are going to be results of what these guys' performances put on here tonight. Mike Doyle, McIntosh, Hall, Willis, and Pignataro will shake out the top 20, followed by Thomas, Parnell, Tesner, and Johnson. That's how they'll shake out here tonight. Michael Johnson flipped over on top of his lid here tonight at the Southern National Raceway. Chase Johnson wins it, and that'll be his 20th career win inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series and his 4th here of the season. Ladies and gentlemen, we are sorry for the quick race here tonight. We'll do the post-race weather report. Quick, slick, 68 degrees here tonight in Kinley, North Carolina. Make sure you bring your coat on your way back to the car. It's going to be a chilly one, folks. We want to remind you we are not responsible for your DUIs. Live here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Make sure you tune in Friday night for the TNA Truck Series for the Madness Racing League. It's going to be one hell of a show at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, the home of America's racing. We'll see you then.